Do you know which EMTB motor brand is the most durable? I know there are lots of opinions on this topic, but I saw this survey on the Norwegian Facebook group, and these Facebook surveys, they are quite simple, so it's not really easy in getting much useful info, but I think this one was quite interesting. The question was, have you ever had your motor replaced under warranty? So when people were answering, they answered which motor brand they owned and whether they had it replaced or not. So it seems 24.5% of the motors have been replaced under warranty. And that seems a tad high, I think, but there are a couple of reasons, and I'll get back to those two. First, let's have a look at the results and which motor brand is the winner. Yeah, it's Yamaha. Barely, sort of. I guess it's difficult differentiating Yamaha and Bafang. They're basically the same at about 1 in 6 motors having been replaced. But it's possible to service these motors, so there could be, the error rate could be higher, failure rate. But the motors haven't been replaced, they have been repaired, perhaps. This Facebook group, it mainly focuses on factory-built EMTBs. And in the Bafang group, there could be a couple of DIY builds, and of course they wouldn't be replaced under warranty. Anyway, Yamaha at top, Bafang at second, and Bosch on third place at about 22% error rate, which is quite close to the average of 24.5% failure rate. So one might argue the Shimano motor at just above 25% and the Bosch at just below 25%. Is there really a significant difference between them? Yeah, I think so. There are so many data points. These two motors have got like 600 data points. That's quite robust. Then it's the Bros motor with almost 1 in 3 motors having been replaced under warranty, 32%. These 3 top brands account for like 85% of all the motors. So in this survey, we got data for 817 motors, and like 700 of them are these top 3 brands. So that's the market share. More than 40% of the motors, 42% of the motors are Bosch. 30%-ish is Shimano, and almost 14% is Brose. And when we say Brose, it's basically mostly specialized. And under Yamaha, you will also find the giant motors, by the way. And as you probably notice, I only focus on the 5 most voted brands. The 5 other brands at the bottom of the list, they've got way too few data points. So what are the weaknesses with this survey? Well, if you go and buy a motor today, if you go and buy the Shimano EP801 or the Bosch Performance CX Gen 5, those motors are quite new. So looking at these data, very few of these data points represents one of these newer motors. For Shimano, they struggled previously with the E7000 motor and the EP8, the EP800 version of the EP8. And I think a huge chunk of the Shimano votes are based on these motors. Bosch used to struggle a bit with the CX Gen 2, I think. So the relatively high failure rate, it might be due to the older motor designs, and it doesn't really reflect what you can expect if you buy a motor today, hopefully. Also, when doing surveys like this, chances are people that have experienced errors are more prone to answer than people that never had an issue. So I don't think the actual error rate is 25%, or I mean, it could be, but there are some indications it could be lower too. And another reason for this high failure rate is in Norway, we got 5 years of warranty. Most other countries got 2 or even 1 year. So there are Shimano E8000 and E7000 motors that are still under warranty here in Norway, perhaps even Bosch Gen 2 motors. If we only had 2 years of warranty, the failure rate would have been lower, I'm sure. So anyway, Bosch is the most popular motor. If you go Yamaha or Bafang, it seems you'll get a more durable motor, historically speaking, of course. So yeah, there you have it. Bosch is the most popular one. Yamaha, Giant, Bafang seems to be more durable. And it will be interesting to do this survey again later and see how the market share evolves. That's it. Appreciate any likes and subscribes. Thanks for watching.